welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Bria, and I love everything books. It has been way too long since I filmed like a sit-down video. I stopped filming like monthly wrap-ups because honestly I felt like they were just so repetitive because I had already talked about books like in a previous vlog, and then I was just talking about them again, and yeah, so I haven't filmed a sit-down video in a few months. But recently I've done a lot of book thrifting, and I haven't filmed it because one, I wasn't expecting to do thrifting, and then two, I wasn't expecting to find anything when I went to the thrift stores. But let me tell you, I hit the jackpot multiple times, which like never happens when thrifting. So here we are, and we're gonna do a massive book haul. Normally when I go thrifting, I will find like one or two books I'm looking for, and then thrifting is also a great place to find books that you would otherwise never try. Like they're $2 or $3, you might as well like buy it and try it, and you never know. But this past week, let me tell you, I went to 3 different thrift stores over the past week, and I found so many books. It's actually crazy. And I low-key wish I vlogged because that would have been a fun thrifting vlog, but that's okay. I don't have to film everything bookish that I do. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, I was in Flagstaff this past weekend, and I went thrifting with one of my friends, and I found a whole bunch of good books. And I did actually film that one. I did like a little short, so you might have already seen the books I found already. But let's like talk about the books. And also, these are in no particular order, they're just stacked. I don't know. Anyways, the first book is Black by Ted Dekker. This is part of a series. What is it called? The Circle series. It's so interesting. One of my friends recommended this series to me. Here's like the back, like the complete series. They're all different colors, and it's super interesting. Apparently you can start on any of the 4 books, and then you go to the next book. So for example, this book is called Black, which means the next book you read is the one with the black cover. So the one previously, the one that you'd read before this, is green. I don't know. Diagram definitely helps explain it. But basically, you can start anywhere in this series, and apparently your perspective changes based off of which book you start with. And I'm so intrigued how an author is able to do that. I genuinely don't know how this would work. I also want to say this is like a Christian series. I could be wrong about that. Nope, it says, yeah, it's fiction, Christian, and suspense. I don't know. The premise sounds so interesting, and I actually have no idea what the book is about. And I actually don't want to read the back because I feel like that would spoil it. But this is advertised as book 1 of the series. So I don't know. We're going to have to get the rest of the series and read it because it sounds so interesting. I'm very excited about this one. Next up is Princess Academy. This is one of the books in Princess Academy, Palace of Stone. This is a series that I read probably in like middle school, and I remember really liking it. Honestly, don't know much about it. I just remember loving it, and so it's just middle grade book. Probably won't be highly rated. All of the middle grade books that I've reread as an adult just don't hit as hard, which is sad. But it's really nostalgic, so eventually when I get the whole series, I'll have to do a reread. When God Whispers Your Name by Max Lucado. I actually have not read any of Max Lucado's like adult books or like theology books. He did write a few like children's books, and I read those growing up, and those were super good. And yeah, I just know that he's a really good author, and honestly I have like 2 to 3 of his books probably, and I haven't read any of them, so I need to get on that. I really want to do like a reading nonfiction or like reading only theology books for a week video. I think that would be really fun because I have so many good books like this where they're just like, I know they're gonna be super good and encouraging, and I just don't read them because I always tend to read fiction books. I will get to this at some point. Ooh, this next one is gorgeous. 5 Broken Blades by Mai Corland. This book is so pretty. It's a fantasy. I think it's going to be a 5-part series because this one's 5 Broken Blades, and then currently there's, I don't know the titles, but it's 4 something and 3 something. That 3rd book just came out this year, I believe. So I think there's going to be a 2 and then a 1 to finish out the series. But this book is gorgeous. Also, it's brand new, $33, which is crazy because I got that. I think I got this for like $3. But look at that sprayed edges. It's so gorgeous. And then when you take off the dust jacket, it's this beautiful, it's literally, it's stunning. And it like continues around the edges. Like the inside jacket is so pretty. Literally just like the art on this book makes me want to read it. But I only have the first in the series, so that's the problem with series, is I feel like I only have like 1 or 2 in the series, and I never have the full series. But it's so pretty, I had to get it. And it's fantasy, and I love fantasy. So definitely excited to dive into this one at some point. And then the last book that I thrifted from that trip is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. This just came out, I think, this year. Actually, last year. But I've seen so many people read this. I just like saw the cover and I was like, I'm getting that. It is a thriller. I don't know what it's about, but I really want to get more into mystery thrillers because I've really only read a few of them. I can think of like 2 off the top of my head. But I've heard a lot of people love this one and love Lucy Foley, so I am definitely excited to get into that one. Don't know anything about it, but that's the way I like to read books. It's just going completely blind. And then this one I technically didn't thrift, but my friend got this for me. This is part of the series of unfortunate events. This is the Grim Grotto. I started reading this as a kid and I never got through it. So I'm just, whenever I see one at the thrift store, I will pick it up. Because it's a long series. I want to say it's like 11 or 12 books or something. So slowly getting our way to the full series. So that was that for last weekend. And then this weekend, I went to 2 different Goodwills because I was looking for like a piece of furniture. Didn't find the furniture, but hit the jackpot on books. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, this is the most books I've ever thrifted in one sitting, like, ever. It's kind of actually insane how many books I bought, and maybe I shouldn't have bought all of them, but also, the thrift stores here are, like, so much better than back home. I don't know why. Paperbacks are $2, and hardcovers are $3, which is insane, actually. If I went to Barnes & Noble and bought these books brand new, I basically would have bought 1 to 2 books for the price that I paid for this massive pile that's over here. So, girl math, I am saving money, not spending it. It's so bad, I know. I'm putting myself on a book buying ban for the next foreseeable future because I have so many books here, it's not even funny. So, yeah, I'm not going to be buying any more books for a long time. I have plenty on my TBR. And that's honestly why I didn't film, because I was not going to buy books. I was going for other things. And I was like, I'll just go check out the book section while I'm here. And then struggled. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get into the books that I got at the first Goodwill. Again, in no particular order, Nightbane by Alex Astor. I was so excited when I saw this book. This is part of the Lightlock trilogy, and I've been wanting to read this literally for so long. And look, it's gorgeous. And there's like vines on the inside, and like the sprayed edges are beautiful. And like, what? It's a brand new copy, and I got it for $2. Like, what? But again, it's another part of a series, and I do not have the whole series. That's like the only downside of thrifting books, is you never find, well, not true, we're getting to that later, but you never find a whole series. You just kind of find one off here and there. So this will probably stay in my TBR for a long time until I either like buy the others brand new, which I probably won't do, or thrift them at some point. But I'm very excited about this one. It's a YA fantasy, which is one of my favorite genres. I think anytime I read a YA fantasy, it's 5 stars. Like, I can't think of a single YA fantasy that I've read and not loved. So, very excited to eventually get to this whole series at some point. Next is Everybody Always by Bob Goff. I read Love Does by Bob Goff, and I think I gave that a 4 star, but this is like the follow-up book to that. He's a Christian author, and honestly, I don't really know what this book is about. I just know that he's a good author. The subtitle is Becoming Love in a World Full of Setbacks and Difficult People, which, facts. So this is another one of those books where I know I would probably really like it and really enjoy it, but I just like never think to pick up nonfiction books, and I need to get better about that. But I'm excited about this one. Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. So I may or may not already have a copy of Gone Girl. When I went to like that book swap a few months ago, there was a copy of Gone Girl, and it was a hardcover, but there was no dust jacket. And so I saw this one, and it's like in perfect condition, and it actually has a cover on it. And I really like having the dust jacket because like I feel like the cover gives you so much insight into the book, and I feel like having a dust jacketless book is just really sad. So I got this one, and then I'll get rid of my other copy. So yeah, technically didn't need this one, but I would rather have it in this than have the no dust jacket. But this one is, honestly, I don't even know. I think it's a thriller. When I went to that book swap, one of the girls that was there recommended it. So yeah, I want to read more thrillers. Ooh, this next one is cool. This is Quidditch Through the Ages by J.K. Rowling. I really, really want to do a Harry Potter reread, like sometime in the fall, because I've only read the books once, and that was like in middle school. It's been way too long. But along with the Harry Potter books, there's a collection of like textbooks. And so I currently have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and then I found this one, and I was like, no way, that's so cool. This is like one of the textbooks that Harry Potter like would have had in the classroom, and so it's kind of fun. It's super short too, so like So I'll count towards my reading goal and I can finish it in like 30 minutes or something. But yeah, this is just a fun little book to have. The Maze Runner by James Dashner. This is a book that I've actually never read, but I've heard a lot of people love it. I don't really know much about it other than I believe it's like a YA dystopian, and it's kind of compared to like Hunger Games, Divergent, like those kind of things. So excited about that. It is part of a series, which honestly I didn't even know. So I might just like read the first one and see how I like it. But I've been wanting to find this one for a while, so that was exciting. And then I found the first Princess Academy book. Actually, I don't know how many are in this series. I don't know if it says. I'll have to look that up, but I was excited to find that first one. Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I watched the movie for this, like, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, and I remember really enjoying it. So when I saw this on the shelf, I was like, hey, I've seen that. Honestly, don't remember much about the plot, but excited about, oh, there's something. Somebody's family photo is in here. That's really funny. That's so random. Okay, we're gonna throw that away. Oh, there's another one. There's just people's photos in here. What the heck? Oh, that's the only one in there. That's really funny. You never know what you're gonna find in a thrift book. Oh my gosh. Ooh, this next one I'm really excited about. I found 3 different books by Cassandra Clare. First we have The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, and then book 3 of that series, which is City of Glass, and then a whole different series, The Infernal Devices, book 2, Clockwork Prince. These are so hefty. I found all of these separately, which was crazy. I just kept finding more, and there was like multiple copies of each. I heard so much about like Infernal Devices and what's the other one called? Mortal Instruments. Man, these are big books. I'm pretty sure the series are also pretty big too, so it'll probably take me a while to find all of them, but I'm very excited about these. I think they're fantasy, dystopian. Oh my gosh, look how many books there are. Okay, that's gonna take forever, but I'm very excited for these. I've heard so many good things about them. And then last but not least, I found a copy of The Hunger Games for my best friend. She's been looking for it, so I just grabbed that for her. But 5-star book right here. Yeah, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books from that one store. That's actually wild. And they were all like $2 to $3. So it was like literally I paid like $20 or the price of one book to get 10 of them. It's actually crazy. And they're all in like such great condition, like best score ever. And then I went to the next Goodwill because again I didn't find the thing I was looking for in the first place, and I didn't find much at first, but I did find a bunch of good stuff. None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I've heard so much about this book and Lisa Jewell just as an author, and also it says Lucy Foley on the bottom. She has an excerpt on there. Oh, and Emily Henry on the back. Oh, Gillian McAllister. I'm pretty sure that's the author of, what is that, Famous Last Words? That could be the totally wrong title, but the thriller that I read a few months ago, and that was really good. But again, another thriller. I'm very excited about this one. I think this also came out really recently. 2023. Okay, so like, yeah, 2 years ago. I've heard a lot of good things about this one, so I was super excited to find it. And then I found a few Frida McFadden books, which I'm super excited about. She wrote The Housemaid is Watching. Or what's that series called? Oh, the series is just called The Housemaid, but I found The Housemaid is Watching. This is another thriller. That seems to be the theme of this whole haul. But I've heard so many good things about the series. And this is like, I don't know, the second or third one or something. So again, have to find the rest. But then I found Ward D, which I'd never heard of, but I grabbed because it's Frida McFadden. And then this also takes place in a mental health ward, which is super interesting. My major is behavioral health, so I'm very excited to read this. So that's going to be super interesting and like probably pretty psychological. So that's super exciting. And then I found Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. This is Kalila D's like favorite book of all time. And it sounds super interesting. I think it's like a literary fiction like romance. One of my first few videos that I did was reading my favorite booktubers' favorite books of 2024. But I was thinking when I found this book, I could do booktubers' favorite books of all time, because I'm pretty sure this is Kalila's favorite book of all time. So I think that would be super fun. I don't know much about it, but it looks really cute, and it's pretty short too. So excited about that one. And then I found another Harry Potter book. I found The Tales of Beedle the Bard. So this is another like companion to the Harry Potter series. Excited about that one, which is actually crazy that I found like 2 of those in the span of one day. But yeah, this will be a fun little read with when I read the Harry Potter series. And at that point, I had searched everything, and I was literally walking out of the book section to like leave, and then one of the employees rolled up with this cart of books, and she was like putting them away because they had just come in that day. And the books that were on there were brand new, super popular titles in like great condition, and so I immediately grabbed every title that I recognized. Yeah, I did put some of them back. I didn't grab all of them, but I found some crazy books on there. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I have 2 of the books in the series. Honestly, I'm kind of torn about reading them. I've heard so many good things about them. They're like fantasy and like they have fairies and everything, and it sounds so good, but there are quite a bit of spice scenes in it, and so I've seen a lot of people tell you like which pages not to read, so I might do something like that, or I just like skip the pages, but I don't know. I think I'll probably read the first one, like trying to skip over it and see like how much is in there, because if it's like 1 or 2 scenes, I feel like that's fairly easy to skip over, but if it's like every single chapter, then I'll probably just DNF the whole series. But I've heard so many good things about this series, so I really hope it's like skippable. But yeah, there's that. Oh, and then remember how I was saying you never find full series at thrift stores? I found an entire series by Abby Jimenez in brand new condition. Like, what? These were $2 each. What the heck? This is the Friend Zone series, so it starts with the Friend Zone, the Happy Ever After playlist, and then finally Life's Too Short. I want to say that these are like a standalone series where like you can read any of them in whatever order, but like since I have all of them, obviously I would read them in the order that they were written in. But I've never read an Abby Jimenez book, so I'm definitely excited that I found all of these. It's crazy. From what I found online, it did say they weren't clean, but it was like 1 or 2 scenes and they're easily skippable. So again, with this one, I think I'll probably just read the Friend Zone and see how I feel about it, and then I might DNF the whole thing or keep it. I'm not really sure. But that was a crazy find. Like, literally, what? Yeah, like, these are almost $20 each, brand new. It's crazy. So yeah, excited to try a new author as well. And then last but not least, The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. This copy is literally brand new. It's so pretty. I keep finding Kristen Hanna books like every time I go to the thrift store. It's crazy. I read The Nightingale and I gave that a 4-star, I think. It was really, really good. She writes historical fiction, and this one is about, looks like Alaska in 1974, after the Vietnam War. Her stories, like I said, I've only read The Nightingale. I have a few more of her books, Firefly Lane, and I can see the cover in my head, but I don't remember what it was called. I don't know, but I have a few of her books, and now I have this one. And from what I read from her in The Nightingale, her stories are so immersive. When I was reading The Nightingale, I literally saw it in my head like a movie super clearly. And the stuff that she writes about is so insanely sad. Yeah, just the way that she writes her books is so pretty. Her prose is just gorgeous. So I'm very excited to read this one. And also it's like, again, $2 for this. Like, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. I take care of my books, I promise. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books from that thrift store. What? So in total, that was 11 plus 10 plus 6, 27 books in the period of a little bit over a week. That's actually crazy. Oh my gosh. But this is why I love thrifting for books, because like you never know what you're gonna find. Like sometimes I'll go and I'll find absolutely nothing, and then other times that happens. I am so excited about all these books. Again, a lot of them are in series, so I probably won't get to reading them for a very long time. But stuff like The Great Alone, or like the Harry Potter books, or all of the thrillers I found, I will definitely be adding to my TBR and hopefully getting to very, very soon. But yeah, that was a very successful thrift run. I am so happy that I just decided randomly to go to those Goodwills. Yeah, that was a crazy haul. If you have any video ideas based off of the books that I found today, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching. See you next time.